How's everybody doing? My name's Augie with VIP Playlist. I am here with a guest co-host. My Adam co-host couldn't be here today. You want to introduce yourself, guest co-host?
It's me, Josh, the singer of the band Properties of Nature.
Yeah, and the host of the PONcast as well.
Yeah.
We also have another guest with us today. This is from a solid state band. Been inactive for a while, but they're back making some amazing music. You want to introduce yourself, your band, and tell us what you do for the band?
Sure. I am Dawson Scholz from the band The Ongoing Concept. I scream and sing and play guitar, and excited to be here.
Heck yeah, man. So I got to tell you, man, I've been listening to The Ongoing Concept since Arrows Before Bullets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
OG in the house. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Love it, dude.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, man.
On the other hand, I just heard about you guys.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to butt in and say, I've never heard of you guys.
Well, and I listened through all of your discography, at least what's on Spotify. I don't know if you have anything that's on other things.
Yeah. I didn't put the What Is My Destiny on the playlist, but that one's more of like a MySpace metalcore type.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I enjoyed it.
I didn't think it was bad at all. I thought the vocals, the only thing I would have wanted was more like lyrical complexity, because it was really repetitive vocally.
Yeah, we still are in some ways very vocal repetitive, but yeah, that one was Parker, my brother, the drummer. He was like 10 years old and he does all the screams on that EP.
Oh, he was the one that did the screams on the Arrows Before Bullets?
He can't scream at all now. Like he did that when he was 10, and then he got like puberty hit him and he literally like can't do any of that, and he just hates that idea anyways. Like, yeah, it's hilarious because he used to play drums and scream when we were doing local shows back in like 2009, 2010. And yeah, as soon as he kind of like, I don't know, got a little bit older, the thought of even screaming terrifies him. So he hasn't done anything like 2000 and since Arrows for Bullets, he never did anything for that EP. That was Kyle at the time. But yeah, 10-year-old Parker screaming on that. It's crazy.
Bro, I mean, what kind of looks would y'all get at shows when this little kid just walked on stage?
Well, it was weird because I think half the time everybody didn't know who was screaming, because there's this kid that's so tiny, he's 10, behind a drum kit that's way bigger than he is, and then on top of that, screaming. And whenever you watch a drummer scream or sing, you sometimes don't know where the vocals are coming from, because you're like, who's it's a drummer, so I think people didn't even know what was going on.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah. Man, that's insane, dude. But yeah, Arrows Before Bullets, I actually found out because I was a Solid State kid growing up, man. And I bought pretty much everything from Solid State. And that's kind of how I came across y'all. So I don't remember. I know I saw CoverGirl first, but then when I searched you up on like YouTube, Arrows Before Bullets was the first thing that came up.
Well, that song got assigned to Solid State too.
Did it?
Sounds like, yeah. So that was a good song. I still want to play that. That's one song I keep trying to bring up to my guys to be like, we should do that as an encore sometime, because I know there's a lot of people that actually really love that song, even though
it's a banger, dude. I love it.
It is a banger. Yeah, it's a fun one. I love it. And it's about Legend of Zelda, which is the best thing ever.
Hell yeah.
Was that why you did the 8-bit version of it? Little video game?
Did we do that? Where is that?
Yeah, it's on Spotify on the EP.
That was the one you did the 8-bit of, right?
Yeah, it's a bonus, or yeah, okay. I forgot about that. Oh man.
I like that. I didn't expect while listening through your discography, it was so like diverse.
Yeah.
How much stuff you guys have. I heard like banjos, piano, acoustic guitar, every normal instrument, electric, like normal band instrument, electric guitar, bass. I see you have like a mandolin on your wall. Is that in anything?
Not yet. I actually bought that I made a wedding song for my wedding a year and a half ago. So I bought a mandolin to make a cute little wedding song for the highlight reel of my wedding. And so I haven't used it since I made that song. So no, there is nothing from The Ongoing Concept, but there are some songs I have made. Yeah, it's a weird instrument to play. I'm not a big fan, but
Yeah, I've only like touched one once at a music store, and like one time when my friend brought one to a guitar class I had. I haven't really touched them. I remember them having like a bunch of strings.
yeah, they're double strings, so there's 8 strings. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's similar to a ukulele, which is in an ongoing concept song. So we have done that.
Nice.
I actually didn't hear the ukulele.
The song Melody, it's on off of our Handmade album. It's
Mhm.
it's like my favorite song on that album.
Yeah, it's like one of the softer songs that y'all have ever done is Melody, right?
Yeah, and I love the music video. I think it's pretty freaking cool. I had a pretty cool idea for that, and it turned out pretty cool. Even though I had to sit in the snow for hours at a time, and I froze my ass off.
Sounds
Man.
rough.
Yeah. Y'all even did that cover of Battlefield as well, which is fucking dope.
Gosh, the Jordan Sparks thing, I forgot.
Yeah.
And you guys are bringing back. You guys are not really bringing back any positive vibes, right?
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. No, it's when I look back at that era, like I kind of cringe a little bit because we just were so cheesy. But it's cool that people appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it's just like anything, when you look back on yourself 12 years ago, like you can't help but cringe because I know what I was doing after I was recording. I was going and doing homework in high school, and then you start thinking about your high school life and how cringy that was, and it's
Yeah.
that was a weird time in my life. So,
But shit, dude, y'all accomplished more in high school than what most people do their whole lives, dude.
okay, I'll take it. I was gonna counter, but I couldn't think of anything. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. But so today we're gonna go ahead and hop into it, man. We're gonna make a Spotify playlist based on some of your influences. Is there anything you want to name it?
So I was thinking because my dog Reggie is here, and he has a cone on his head. He's sleeping right now. He's
Oh man.
but I thought it'd be I was thinking it'd be hilarious to do something that's like he's an Aussie doodle, or he's a border collie doodle. So he's got a lot of like curly hair, and my wife was here earlier before this podcast, and she spent like 30 minutes like brushing him, and I was like, maybe we should do one where it's songs to brush your dog to.
Hey, I like that, man.
I like that one.
I don't know. I'm not
I
a
like
dog
it.
person either. We just got him like 2 months ago, and I'm allergic to dogs, but we got the poodle mix thing, and it's non whatever it's called.
Yeah, non-allergenic or
Hypoallergenic?
hypoallergenic. Yeah.
Hypoallergenic, yeah. And so it's been nice. I don't have any issues, but he does have a lot of curls and a lot of mats that we have to pull out of his hair, once or twice a week. So yeah. Songs to brush your dog to.
That'll
If there's
work,
another way
man.
to word that, or maybe songs to, I don't know, song. Yeah, just do that. That's great.
Gotcha. Listen up, all you VIP peers.
And VI
We have a
players.
goddamn Patreon now.
It's so aggressive.
I did.
We have a Patreon now,
Yeah, motherfuckers.
and a Discord,
Yeah,
and a YouTube,
Discord. Come
but
join it.
no webcams yet.
No webcams. You can't see our beautiful face.
Not yet.
Yeah. Shout out to Enormous Adam on Discord. Hit him up if you need a Discord. He did a great job on ours. It looks cool. But guess what? You won't know how it looks unless you join that bitch. If you would, please join our Discord and our Patreon. It would be really cool of you. We would love you forever. We'd still love you forever, even if you don't.
Yeah.
But-
You join the Patreon, you're gonna get stickers. You get
Stickers.
to dehumanize me.
Yes.
You want to know what that means?
Go look
to
at the
the
Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's
And
it.
subscribe to our fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah. Comment.
Thank you.
Review. Subscribe. We
Yeah,
love you
all
more.
that stuff. Do everything that you do for all the people that you love on YouTube. Do it for us too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We love you.
So obviously, y'all all three come from like a musical family. Is there anything that maybe your parents showed you as a child that you still kind of keep with you today that may be an influence, like just some old songs?
Yeah, I got some songs. Are you guys looking for a couple examples?
Yeah. Just give us a couple songs, man.
So we could do, I'm looking it up on Spotify. We could do Bruce Hornsby, That's the way it is, I think.
Yeah, the way it is.
Yeah, it's a very famous song. You probably hear it in Home Depot all the freaking time. Um, but Bruce Hornsby is a big influence in my family. Just the piano style, the very I don't know. Bruce Hornsby is just the man. I love all of his shit. It's so good.
Yeah.
That was one that my parents played a lot. Do you want multiple or just one or two?
We can get like one or two from that era from your parents.
I'm trying to be selective because I really want to. Boston. I'm going to say this one. Boston Party. I think it's called Party. And the reason why that that one's good because my mom hated that one, but my dad would always play it when we would when me and him would drive in the truck, and he would blast some of those Boston songs that my mom didn't approve of because they said "Token," I think, or no, it's not the song "Party." I'm sorry, it's the song "Smokin'" by Boston. Yeah, okay, that's the one. Oh, and it's so funny. It's 4 minutes and 21 seconds. I bet you they made that song 4 minutes and 20 seconds, but Spotify added a second on there. That's the case. That's hilarious. But yeah, the Boston is a big band in my family. My dad is like convinced that the guitar player is his name's Tom Scholz, and it's spelled the same way as our last name, and like Schultz is a very rare last name, and he's always had this like feeling that we're related to Tom Schultz just because of our music background and stuff, and the fact that Tom Schultz is very DIY, like he built his own like amps and all this stuff, and so my dad's always wanted to figure out if maybe we're somehow like faintly related. And so
Ancestry, man, get on Ancestry.
We do, but there's not a whole lot on the Schultz side. Like, there's almost we can't find a lot of info on like where my grandpa's side. My grandma, we just found out, is Ukrainian, which is crazy. But she never told my dad that until recently, or not recently. We found an old VHS tape when I was doing that Unwanted video, with all the old footage from the I went through hours of footage and I found a video of my dad filming my grandma like from 15 years ago before she passed away. And she mentioned that she had Ukrainian parents, which means she was Ukrainian, but we didn't even know that. So there's just a lot of weird history with my family's Schultz. But anyways, Boston Smokin' is an awesome song.
Gotcha. So did y'all learn instruments from your dad?
Yeah, my mom and my dad are both musical. My dad plays drums and my mom plays piano. And so when I was like 4, ever since I was young, my dad was just constantly like playing the drums with me, as in like, pots and pans kind of style, playing on like Lincoln Logs and stuff. So you see some of that stuff in that Unwanted. Yeah. That's like me when I was like 2 years old. And I got my first drum set when I was 4, and my dad was playing with me all the time. And we would just play we would just do like talent shows and stuff back when I was really young at our local church and stuff, as just a fun little thing. And my dad's very much in this like music and supporting music. And then my mom, got me and my brother Kyle, who's a year and a half, almost 2 years younger than me, into piano lessons when we were like 5-ish. And so I did piano lessons for like 6 years. And yeah, so I'm just very, very musical family. And then all of my extended family are very musical as well. I have lots of cousins, aunts and uncles that are all musicians themselves. So our yearly like New Year's Eve or like Christmas get-togethers with family would normally be like huge jamming sessions of just all of our relatives playing music together. So I've literally
actually sounds so cool.
That really does. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, and they're all Canadian. So I'm Canadian myself. I was born in Canada along with my brothers and my mom and my dad, but we were able to get American citizenship here. But all of my family lives in Canada, so we would always travel up there for the winter holidays and have like a big get together, and lots of music being played. It was
That's
awesome.
crazy, dude.
Okay, dang. So how many instruments do you play? Because you said you started with drums.
Yeah, I started with drums, and then I started playing piano, and then I started playing bass guitar in high school or middle school in band. In band, you were allowed to play bass guitar. And so I picked that up because I wanted to do something else. I kind of wanted a reason for my parents to buy me a bass guitar or a guitar in general. And so I was able to get that. And then from bass, I transitioned over to guitar at like 14 or something. And then, yeah, that's just kind of the range of events. And then
were you doing like vocal stuff like all along that whole time, or did you get into vocals way later?
I got the vocal thing was like way later. Like the reason why I started doing vocals was this was way before the ongoing concept. Like we were still the ongoing concept, but we were called Concept at the time. And the only reason why we didn't keep that name was because it was already taken by someone else. So we went with the ongoing concept at the end of the day. But at the time, I think this was when I think I was like a freshman in high school. We were auditioning people in our high school to be like the vocalist of our band. And at the time, it was just me and Kyle. And this was before Parker was in the band. It was me and Kyle, and then a friend of mine that was a drummer. And we were auditioning vocals, and everyone sucked. And I started to sing to show them what I wanted them to sing. And they all kind of sucked. And then I started realizing, I'm like, why is it that I'm showing you how to sing this part and I'm singing it fine? Why don't I just do it myself? So
it's wild how many other bands I've heard have such a similar story. My band has like something similar to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like because I couldn't sing at all. I was like shitty, but then now I'm the main vocalist for my band.
Oh,
I think that's wild.
What was I heard you say your band name, but I forgot. What was it called?
It's called Properties of Nature. We're like
Yo, they just released 2 bangers, man.
Hardcore. I don't even know what other to call it than that.
Yeah, Mind Goblin and Cockblocked are their 2 most recent releases.
Wait, what? Really? That's the name?
Yeah, Cockblocked.
No, Clock. It's Clock.
Oh, is it Clock?
It's a joke, yeah.
Oh shit, Clock
it's a joke
blocked.
on the
My bad.
Joke. It's a double
Clock
joke.
blocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mind Goblin, and then Sorry Excuses from 2 years ago, and then Clock Blocked.
Yeah, Clock blocked. My bad. I didn't mean to say it wrong.
I'll check this out after.
They're dope, man. They're really good.
Our newer stuff we actually wrote with a whole other band. It's like a super EP.
Yeah.
Is
that music is the music we're releasing right now? I think is better than our older stuff.
Okay.
They did a collaboration with another band, so they wrote an entire EP, and it's not like a split like how you normally see bands do it. They collaborated on the entire EP.
Yeah, like an actual like 2 main artists. We both released it on all of our platforms.
Yeah.
So it's Properties of Nature / Aluxis.
Alucious, yeah. I would suggest looking up Alucious too. I think you, based on the kind of music you play and the ongoing concept, I think you'd like Alucious.
Where are you guys all located?
Alucious is from Kentucky. I'm from Utah.
Yeah, and I'm in Texas.
Oh, okay.
We're everywhere, man.
Where in Texas are you?
East Texas. So like 2 hours away from Dallas, like 45 minutes from Shreveport.
Are you close to New Braunfels?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like an hour away?
Oh, hell yeah. I was just there like 3 weeks ago. So the company that I work for, a mental health company called Integrated Interventions, and we focus on like one-on-one mentoring for people that are on the spectrum, that, like, schizophrenia, or maybe anything really that just they have a hard time. They turn 18 and they kind of have a hard time coming into the community, getting a job or learning to drive, or these types of things. And we do one-on-one mentoring with those types of people, and we have a location in New Braunfels as well.
That's cool, man.
So I do all their multimedia and marketing. I used to be a mentor myself for like 2 years, but I now just do all the videos and stuff for them. But yeah, New Braunfels, I was just there, and it's always fun to go
Yeah.
down.
Was that your brother who did the old timey rock and roll in a bar in Dallas?
That was me.
Oh, that was you. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was me. That was me
God
last
damn it,
year
dude.
when I went down there because we go down there once a year.
Yeah.
And there's this live karaoke band in New Braunfels where they know like 300 or 400 songs, and it's a freaking band, and you sit down at a table and they have the whole list of songs that you can ask to be a part of. And yeah, I mean, my coworkers did a couple songs. I did, the old time rock and roll.
Josh, did you see that video?
No,
Oh my God. He's in a bar in Texas and he's screaming old timey rock and roll in a karaoke bar.
Is it on
his
like...
Instagram, I think.
Okay.
It is. It's on Facebook. It's on our band Facebook too.
Yeah, that shit cracks me up every time I watch it, man.
It's so. And then we went there. We went to that because that's like our thing now. We've done it 3 years in a row where we were working like all week, filming, doing interviews, doing all this stuff, and then on Thursday night, the day before we head home, we just go to the bar to that live karaoke and just hang out and have fun. And we went there again, and it's the same people. And what's really crazy is if you actually look these people up on Instagram, they're like all like famous on Instagram. Like the guitar player has like 400,000 followers.
Oh shit!
Oh, wow.
Like, he's really well known, and I had no idea at the time. And anyway, so this time I went there like looking at these people, going, "Man, these guys are like well known people." I didn't do a song this time though.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna spook them again. They probably kick me out.
So the type of music you grew up on and the type of music you play, I'm sure, are completely different. What got you into like the whole metalcore type esque music?
Like I was really into Dream Theater for a long time, and all of us were, me, Kyle, and Parker. TJ not so much, but the three brothers, we were all into Dream Theater and everything. And then one time we'd had a family reunion in Canada, and my cousin Sean showed me August Burns Red Messengers album, and we were just hanging out by the lake because we have like this big lake reunion every year.
Yeah.
Hanging out at the lake and hearing like the 11th Hour for the first time on that Messengers album. That was when like all three of us were like, holy shit, this is like so crazy. And that's kind of what started it. And then we started getting into bands like Attack Attack was really big at that time. Asking Alexandria.
Was that what kind of like influenced the synth on that first EP?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of Asking Alexandria and Attack Attack kind of like inspirations at that time, for sure. Yep. I don't listen to those bands anymore. The bands I listen to now are like I listen to, well, we can get into it. I don't listen to
Yeah.
I don't listen to anything
I don't
that was
listen to them anymore either.
So just for the sake of the playlist, let's get a Dream Theater song on here, man.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's do, I would just say Dance of Eternity. That's like the one that really got me into Dream Theater, was just how insane it is.
Yeah.
I've never heard music that weird. And it's got like 30 time signature changes and shit. And that blew my mind when I first heard it. Yeah. Do that one. Plus there's no vocals, which is the best part.
Yeah.
I don't like
You like instrumental stuff?
I just don't really like the vocalist of Dream Theater. I think he's a little whiny sounding. So any instrumental stuff from Dream Theater is great. Are you asking if I'm into instrumental music in general?
Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Oh wait, they're not instrumental. Shit. Maybe not as much as I actually thought. I mean, everyone probably says Polyphia at some point. Polyphia is pretty cool, but I don't really listen to them. They're too much like. There's a couple songs I really like though from Polyphia.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of like another instrumental band that I actually do.
Animals as Leaders.
Oh no. Oh,
No.
Snarky Puppy for sure.
Snarky Puppy?
Never heard of
I haven't
Snarky
either.
Puppy before.
Oh, it's a jazz band. That's the thing. I don't listen to metal. I listen to jazz
Okay,
mostly.
what about like Chon then? So like Chaz, sorry,
It's okay.
Chaz,
Sean's cool. Corey Wong, Corey Wong's one of my favorite artists. He's got singing in some of his stuff though, so it's hard for me to call him an instrumental band. Sean, I think the thing is like I really like to stay away from like the guitar technical stuff. Because to me it's like it personally doesn't really feel like there's a lot of love in it. It's almost
okay,
like,
you feel like it takes away from the music.
yeah, it's like how crazy can I do? Like, I don't really want to see someone like I don't want to see Usain Bolt playing guitar. Like, as in, like how crazy can we make these guitar parts? And I feel like because of that thinking, it takes away from like the music. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but
I get it. I
I'm
understand.
trying not to derail this. I've like these questions that would like, completely derail Augie's
You're good, dude. Go ahead.
time frame. I was gonna ask. Okay, this one because this could derail it a lot. You ever listen to The Fall of Troy?
Yeah, the Fall of Troy is crazy for sure, and
They go- they go
Thomas
wild.
Thomas is really good at like creating the vibe that I appreciate, and that's probably because there's vocals involved with Fall of Troy. But that guy's insane. We actually played a show with Thomas like 6 years ago, and he opened for us because it was like him and his ex-girlfriend's like band, and he played drums. It was the
What?
weirdest thing.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I don't remember what they were called, but I remember just being like,
Is he good at the drums?
oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, it was awesome. But
I've only ever seen him play guitar. That's crazy.
I know, I didn't know that either. And then, someone in our tour package was like, did you guys know that Thomas from Fall of Troy is opening for us with his like girlfriend's band? And I was like, what? And then, And then it was the worst set we ever had because our whole everything, just like our backing tracks and stuff, all like took a shit. Like our whole computer like died halfway through our set. It was a really rough night. It was like the worst show of the whole tour.
Damn.
And of course, it's when Thomas is playing opening for us. We
What kind of music was it that they were playing?
kind of felt like it kind of because his girlfriend at the time was like the singer and guitar player, and she obviously was like not at Thomas's level, so it was kind of like like I want to say almost like psychedelic rock kind of like mix ish type thing. Like there was no screaming, there was no craziness. It was just kind of like grungy psychedelic rock. I don't even know.
16/4, 17/4 parts.
Definitely not. It was all 4/4 for sure. Super easy. It was pretty cool. And then I think they broke up shortly after. And I could be totally wrong about that. So don't take my word on it. But I want to say that band does not exist anymore.
Damn.
I'll have to look back. That was when we toured with Capstan, I think.
So here's what I did for you. So since I didn't want to make this playlist too cringe for you, but I threw on Dream Theater and then I put the 11th Hour just because that's like the pinnacle one that you remember. But I won't make you do an Attack or a Asking Alexandria song.
Oh, you can do an Asking Alexandria song, a good one from that era. It's the because this song we listened to all the fucking time and it was so sick and it's still sick. The band itself is sick. I love it. I've always wanted to play a show. I've always wanted to meet Danny. I just think that guy is just like his country shit that he did. Oh, so good.
Dude is insane, man.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see. It's from their Shut Up and Stand Up and Scream album.
Yeah.
One called I Was Once Possibly Maybe Perhaps a Cowboy King.
Yeah.
That one's awesome. So you can do that one if you want.
Man, just
Came back, I'm sorry.
You're good, dude. The dude was so young making that shit, man. It's so fucking crazy.
He's younger than I am.
Yeah.
Same with Caleb from Beartooth. And
Caleb too, man. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
But yeah, we got those on there. Man, I know your parents, you mentioned they've always been supportive and everything like that. I find it funny that he had like three instrumentally talented children and then they chose to play metalcore.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely went down the Dream Theater hole with like we first started writing songs that were like 16 minutes long. Like we had all this stuff that we did back before we were the ongoing concept and everything. But yeah, we did become super heavy And I don't know. I think my parents at first were a little bit like, what is this? But now that they've seen how it's progressed, I mean, they've always been 100% supportive of us, but I think now they're starting to realize like, oh, wow, this is cool that you guys have created like a bit of a legacy in this, even though it is like not music that we would listen to every day. But, you know, I find my mom listening to our music quite a bit. Like I'll come over and she'll be in her office working on something and she'll have like all of our soft songs on a playlist on Spotify.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
All the ones that we don't scream on, she has.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cute.
That's cool, man. And like, did they say anything like about the screaming at first, or?
Yeah, I mean, they were like, it's a little crazy, but then they started to realize that it totally makes sense to, especially Kyle. It makes complete sense to his personality. He's a loud guy all the time, and so for him to do that is completely on par with his personality. Like, you know how there's actors out there that people go, well, he's an actor, but that whole time he was in that show, he was just playing exactly who he is. You hear that a lot with like sitcoms, like The Office, for example. It feels like almost everybody on The Office, besides like maybe Steve Carell and Angela. But a lot of those people, they'll be like, that's just kind of how that person actually is in real life. Like they're just playing themselves. They're not playing a character. That's how Kyle is. He's not playing a character. He is 100% who he is all the time in real life. And
that's funny.
Awesome. I think my parents really started to enjoy that, and they're like, man, that's the perfect outlet for Kyle is doing what he already does.
That's really cool, man. And like, what was it like? Like, I know you and him both do like screaming and singing, and just, you know, how did y'all figure out to the screams, man? Just trial and error?
I told Kyle back in the day that he should start screaming. This was between What Is My Destiny and Arrows for Bullets. And because we didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't want to get a vocalist because Kyle at the time was just playing keyboards and wasn't actually like doing anything. And so I was like, you know, maybe you should start screaming. And so that's kind of where he just kind of forced himself into it, and he started to get better. And I really don't know how it started to transpire. We started kind of recording ourselves, and we did like a demo of the song Like Autumn way before it was even in the album of Saloon. And I think we just started recording ourselves and trying to get good screams, and he started to kind of figure out how to do it. Yeah. And then, you know, for me, like my screaming kind of came from me singing more intense and more intense. And at some point I started realizing that you could kind of sing with distortion. And so that's where my screaming kind of came from. And then when the guys ended up leaving in like 2015, I kind of was forced into having to learn how to scream because I had to kind of cover all of the whole at that point. So I don't know. It kind of just came naturally. There wasn't really any lessons or anything involved. Like, kind of just came from a lot of trial and error and just seeing where it goes. And then I don't know. I really don't know. I'm sure, Josh, you probably have a similar maybe story about that too. It sounds like you.
I didn't like learn from anybody in particular. Just from practicing. I used to do it completely wrong, so I would just shred my throat.
I did that too. I made a lot of mistakes at first, and
I'm pretty sure my throat's probably has permanent damage from it.
Oh, that's not.
But like not
I know
like
they say like
severe, but like it's like you can get, I think they're called like nodules or something from tearing your vocal
nodes.
Vocal nodes, is that what it's called? Yeah, like once you get those, they're there. It just makes singing a little harder.
Yeah, I know they say like if it hurts, you're doing it wrong. So
yeah, it's not supposed to hurt. And honestly, I've seen some people scream. They'll do it at like talking volume, like on, like in a show. Like it's pretty wild how like different people have different volumes that they do that.
I know that. I know a story. Spencer from Under Oath, his screams are like at talking volume, and most people don't think that, but they are.
That's crazy.
And they can make them sound like brutal at talking.
And I've recorded quite a bit of vocalists that scream at pretty low volume. But I think
Yeah.
the thing for me is like I feel personally that you lose a bit of like soul when you scream like that.
Yeah.
Uh, in the sense, like, for example, someone like Ollie Sykes, you can tell like 100% he is pushing so
Yeah.
fucking hard, and it like you can feel it, like you can almost feel his soul coming out of his body when he screams.
Yeah.
And then there's certain screamers where they will whisper scream, and I'm not ratting on Spencer at all because he's such a cool guy, but for me, Spencer has a very like mid style scream that's like there isn't a whole lot of like character. Like it's just kind of like flat, like a very plateaued,
Yeah.
which is
Not a lot
perfect.
of
It's like,
movement.
it's like there's not a lot of movement, but it works and it works awesome.
Yeah, for their style. Yeah.
Yeah. But I can guarantee you someone like Ollie is probably going to destroy his voice a lot faster than someone like Spencer because doing that quieter style of screaming is actually probably, I'm assuming, better for you, even though whispering and singing is incredibly hard on your vocals. That's why John Mayer had to get his vocal nodes all.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, because the way that he sings, where he's like, "Your body is a one,"
Yeah.
like, the way that you're actually you're pushing, so your vocals are you're so loose when you whisper, but when you're pushing to get volume to sing like that is so hard on your vocal cords. And so the way that he sings, if you just hear it, you go, "Oh my gosh, that must be so hard." And sure enough, yeah, back I don't know, like 2013 or 2012, yeah, he had to take a break from singing for like 6 months. That's why he kind of went into hiding and like moved to Montana and kind of like disappeared for like a few years. Was because he had to get his throat all fixed up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you and your brother, y'all have like the most like distinct scream in the genre. I don't think anybody screams like y'all.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
The thing that's funny is I think Kyle and I have you probably can't even tell when we're screaming. Like we have such a similar because we're related,
Yeah.
But we do have different screams, and I do think that
You also started looking alike here recently as well, because I was watching y'all's videos and behind the scenes and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Like
weird too, because Kyle's like at least got 50 pounds on me. He's a big guy, taller than me. He's way heftier. But yeah, now that he has a beard and long hair, even though he's got incredibly curly hair and thick hair, I have kind of more wavy, thinner hair. But yeah, you put us side by side now, and it's like our eyes look similar.
Yeah, it's like the promo pictures that y'all have taken recently. I was looking at them and I was like, fucking hey, dude. Like,
yeah, you know what's crazy too is his firstborn, he has 2 kids now. His firstborn, Henry, is literally side by side, looks exactly like me when I was his age.
That's hilarious.
I used to have, that end video of me on the Unwanted video where I'm crying.
Mm-hmm.
That was that era. That's what Henry, like that's the age that Henry is now, and he looks exactly like me.
You know what's funny is my brother is 4 years older than me. He has a daughter. She's like 13 now, I think, and she looks like just like me. It's fucking crazy.
Weird.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like saying that we look a lot alike, but it's so funny because I'm way more fair skinned than he is too, and he's really dark. So I think in the summertime people will notice that we do not look the same because he'll be a lot darker.
Yeah.
All the tanning. Yeah.
So I want to talk about y'all's like DIY shit, dude. Jesus, man. Y'all take that shit to the extreme, man.
Yeah.
Like, I've been watching all your behind the scenes on the 3 recent videos, and I know I also listened to a little bit of your brother's podcast to kind of get a feel. Failures and Fakes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they talk about like the music video for Saloon and all that shit, and how basically y'all had to like y'all have always had to like make shit for your music videos.
Yeah, we definitely don't make it easy on ourselves. We always force ourselves into having to do that. But that's just kind of comes with the territory of growing up with my parents. My dad is incredibly DIY. He owns his own electrical business, so he's electrician, and he's had his business since 1992. So I think he started when I was born, and but he's the type of guy, I think it comes from also just his childhood and kind of growing up with three other brothers himself and not having exactly the best home life. He had to figure out kind of how to survive on his own. And so he's just been very DIY himself. He's constantly tinkering around. He's not really, besides like being an electrician, he's not really a master of anything, but he's a jack of all trades. So he's literally jack of all trades, master of none kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's really good at everything he does. And we just grew up, you know, like him buying like a boat from someone for like $200 that was just complete shit. And then it was him learning how to like gut the whole thing and then refiberglass it. He had no idea what he was doing. And then we're helping him like fiberglass this really cheap, shitty boat that he got. And then he would put like this really crappy motor that he found really cheap because the person thought the motor was broken. So he's got the whole motor taken apart trying to fix it because he's like, if I can get this thing to work, we just saved ourselves $5,000 and I only bought it for $100. And so he's got this motor completely like destroyed, or not destroyed, but taken apart and trying to fix, you know, and then he gets it working and puts it on the boat. And then we're water skiing that following summer. Like it's like that idea was just so ingrained in our minds. It's like you could save a lot of money if you just do it yourself and you get to learn something along the way. Yeah. And the worst that can happen is it doesn't work. Like there was times where my dad would go to the freaking dump and he would find like lawnmowers, weed whackers, he'd find computers that people just threw away and he would bring it home and he would fix it. And we still have like we have a specific weed whacker that we've had for the past 20 years that he found at the dump and it still works fine. The carb was messed up and you just needed to fix the carb. So that whole thing is really what gave all of us a driving DIY.
I mean, that's not a bad trait to have when you're in the genre of music y'all play, you know?
No, it's not, because you make so little money in this genre.
Yeah, you can save so much money by being able to do certain things.
Yeah.
Anything you can do that you don't have to pay somebody else to do is a very good thing to have.
True. Yeah. And especially when it comes to, you know, music videos and especially music videos, because you can drop 10 grand on a music video before you even.
Yeah. And you probably won't see that. You will not see the money back from that unless you're like signed to a massive label and
a lot of push and everything like that.
Yeah. But it's almost like if you want to seem legit, you kind of have to do that. Like you can get away with not having music videos nowadays, I think. But like 10 years ago, if you didn't have a music video, it's like, well, then you're not really like a band, you know? So that was kind of what started that too, is there was a couple of people that we were talking to about maybe doing a music video with back in like 2011, and it just nothing panned out. They got like MIA. They never got back to us. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to do it myself. And so I bought my camera. I did a little bit of research, rented a lens, and I just kind of figured out on the way, because I really didn't want to pay for the music video. And I didn't like the communication issues that we were having with these other people. And I was like, if it's this hard to get a music video done, I'm just going to do it myself.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the best in the world. And you know what? It actually turned out fairly good for my first video. And from there, I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing them and see what happens. You know, I'm not the best director. I just know how to take our songs and add a vibe to them that I think people like.
Yeah. I mean, you're producing like hella quality music videos for, I'm sure, not near as much as you would spend, you know, having somebody else shoot it. All three of the recent music videos are fucking great, dude. And I mean, even your older ones like Saloon and Saloon is fucking fantastic.
Saloon is really good.
I'm gonna go watch all of your music videos.
They're fantastic. Cover Girl. Didn't y'all shoot that in like y'all didn't like on the podcast? I said y'all's familyhood friend is like a teacher, and she let you use the classroom, and then y'all had to sign like waivers to use some of the kids.
There was a bit of So it's like my second mom.
Yeah.
Our families and their families. She had kids that are the same age as me, Kyle, and Kyle. So we grew up playing and hanging out with them. And then Josh, her son Josh, was the one that was helping me film, because he's a very, very good videographer. He was helping me film that music video. So yeah, it was a big endeavor to get the kids. And
I think they said it was either your dad or TJ's dad, I don't remember, but somebody had to tow the bus so y'all could get the moving shots of it.
The bus didn't work, so my dad had to tow it to make it look like it was moving. There's just a lot of things, and the kids were awesome. We got perfect kids to be in that, and it's so crazy too, because now they're all like, a lot of them were TJ's. TJ has like 4 adopted brothers and sisters, and they're the ones that were in the video a lot, because we actually didn't film us playing in front of the kids. The kids never saw us playing, because that wouldn't have made any sense. So we had them have all the reactions, we had them interacting with us without the instruments, and we came in a second day. But there is 4 people that are in the front row of us playing, and that was TJ's brothers and sisters. And now they're basically all 21, or they're able to drink now. So they came to our show this past November, and the oldest, she had a beer, and I'm like, God, it's so crazy that, you were in that video, and now you're. But of course, she was a lot older. She looked like she was in 2nd grade, but she was like 3 years older. So I think she was in 5th grade at the time. So like her age makes sense, but it is still weird that a lot of these people are like. Yeah.
I got one more question, and then I'll pass it off to Josh.
Sure.
So where's the briefcase, man?
Oh, the briefcase. I don't know. Maybe we'll bring it back. I still have it. I kind of made it end when I kicked it into the river on the You Will Go video.
Okay.
But I have an idea of how to bring it back, because that is a running gag, and I love that you brought that up, because that means that all of that stupid bullshit that we thought no one would ever care about, what we did it anyway, has paid off enough that you asked me that question.
Yeah, so, Josh, in every single music video up until their last 3, they have the same briefcase in every fucking video. And sometimes it's just a blur. So like in the CoverGirl one, you pull earplugs out of it, and that's like the only time you see it. So
trying to think,
bring it back.
Yeah, man. And then in I don't remember which song it is. The one where y'all got fired from your job and you're carrying the thing.
Oh yeah,
and it's like right at the end when y'all are.
Oh yeah. Okay, and then I think Class of 2010 has it. We like pull it out and get like something, and then. Where is it in Saloon? I don't remember where it's in Saloon. Or
shit. I know.
I know where it's at. It's at the very end when Ian is cleaning up. He's the bartender. He's cleaning up the whole space, and I think the suitcase is like in the very back corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all in there. I really like that you noticed that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So Saloon came out in 2013. So Closure in Moscow, did you listen to them around that time? Because the song Saloon, just for some reason, honestly, that whole album just gave me Closure in Moscow vibes.
I've heard that a ton of times. I've never listened to Closure in Moscow. I've heard a couple of their songs, but that was like a couple years after Saloon, and people telling us that we needed to, because that band reminded them of us or something like that. So I remember listening to some of their newer stuff that came out, but I never really ever listened to them before.
Yeah, that album reminds me of like a heavier Closure in Moscow.
Closure in Moscow. They just released another song too. It's really good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you know what? I saw that. I think I actually watched it for a few seconds. And
after like 10 years or something. Like what?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm glad these guys are coming back a little bit. I think there's never a wrong time to come back. I just think if you're going to come back, you got to make sure you come back with enough of the members to make it make sense.
Yeah. Let's get a couple more songs on here, man. Let's talk about some of your current listens, because I've got some questions about y'all's recent upcoming album.
Did you see the podcast, or did you see the playlist that we built that was around the songs that inspired us?
I did, yeah. You got the Callous Cowboys on there. Fucking
so Carson was sending me their album like a few months before it even came out, and we have a song on the new album called Saloon Again, and it's a part 2. So it's pretty crazy. And I think I was listening to some of the Callous Cowboys from the shit that he sent me, and it kind of inspired me to.
Yeah, that band is wild, man.
Yeah, they are wild. We needed to do one more song that was crazy, and I was like, maybe we should do something in that vein. So I wouldn't say like they inspired us in any way. It just kind of brought back the vibe that I needed to be inspired to write something a little bit more thrashy than I'm used to writing, or I
Yeah.
haven't in a long time. So props to them, and they're really, really nice people. And yeah, they're great. You could put a Callous Cowboy song on there if you want. I don't really know, like it's not a band that I listen to all the time though. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll do a different one. It's one that yeah, what are you looking for? Are you just looking for something that I really like?
So let's go with you mentioned, what's his name? Corey Wong?
God, yeah, Corey Wong.
Yeah, let's get some Corey Wong on there.
So let's for Corey Wong do so the cool thing about Corey Wong is he has a guy that pretty much like is like his right wing guy or right hand guy. His name's Cody Fry. And Cody Fry is freaking awesome. And so if you go to Corey Wong, he has a song called Golden, which is so good. So you could put that song in there. But it's like a combination of Cody Fry and Corey Wong. But there's other Corey Wong songs too that are really, really cool.
Yeah. You can put more than one if you want, man.
Let's do okay, no, because we'll do this. So we'll do Golden, but then we're gonna go to another band that's featuring Corey Wong, and that band is called Dirty Loops, which is literally my favorite band.
Oh, I've heard of them before. Oh man.
And they did a collab with Corey Wong called Follow the Light, and it is insane. Like so good. I've probably listened to that song like, well, not a lot, but enough, like 40
I
times.
need to go listen to Corey Wong stuff. I have was that Neural DSP?
I was so stoked when he made that because Neural DSP is freaking awesome. I just bought the Quad Cortex for our show.
Yes, that's crazy. So it was I interviewed a band called Nightlife, and they put some Dirty Loops on their playlist.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I actually learned about Dirty Loops from Silent Planet.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Our guitar player Mitch, when we were touring with Silent Planet back in like 2014, he was obsessed with Dirty Loops, and he would play it all the time, and that's where I first heard about them. And then ever since then, I've just been obsessed with them and everything they do.
It was Sayonara Love is the song they put on there.
Sayonara Love, that, yeah, that's a good one.
But what else are you like currently just, I know that's kind of like some just chill vibes, like jazzy stuff.
Well, so another band that's trying to think. I'm trying to be real because I don't listen to a lot of music. I don't know.
Oh, you're good, man. We'll just make this playlist long enough to brush your dog to then.
No, it's like when I write music or like I don't listen to music in the car. I don't listen to it unless I kind of have to. And I think that's why I like making music, because I like, and it sounds a little bit narcissistic, but I like making music that I want to listen to. As weird as that sounds. And so
yeah, for sure.
It's a weird way of putting it, but let's see if I can think of another band.
Did you have him put a August Burns Red song on there?
I put 11th Hour on there since that was his first one. Yeah.
Another guy that's freaking awesome. I put this one on our other playlist, but there's a guy named Lewis Cole that's fucking sick. He's also, and you could put this on there as a joke. People can't confirm it because he won't say if it's real, but there's a band called Clowncore.
Yeah.
And they think that he's in that band. So if you want to put a Clowncore song in there just for fun.
He won't confirm it? Oh, man.
Yeah, he's been asked. He's always just like, I cannot confirm or deny kind of thing. But
that's
Lewis
hilarious.
Cole, awesome. He has a song called Dead Inside Shuffle. Dead Inside Shuffle is a sick song.
Yeah, Clowncore, the man. I've been seeing little live videos of their shows, and it's just them inside of like a tent on stage.
Oh, really? They actually play shows? I'm just thinking of like I mean, they wear
masks, so you still can't see who it is. So
yeah, it's like the video. I just remember the video where they're in the porta potty playing. It's just insane.
Oh wait, was that was the thing that was all over like Adult Swim like
yeah
6 years ago or something?
And there were also they
had like a saxophone or something.
Yeah. The first song of theirs I heard, it was a music video, and they were driving in a like old beat up van just around town playing their song. That song was fucking awesome too.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about them. I was like, why does clowncore sound familiar?
Clowncore,
But I
man.
don't know what it is.
It's awesome. It's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a band that I was going to add, but they're not on here. Probably because they haven't been around for a long time.
What was it?
It's a band called This Love. They're so good. They inspired me a lot when I was writing Handmade, I think,
Yeah.
or maybe it was Saloon. But they're not heavy. They're just super quiet, but they're super sick. The vocalist is awesome. Another band I really like is called Reign of Kindo.
Yeah, the Reign of Kindo.
Yeah, and their Moments in Between album is so good. That song Moments in Between is like super good. So you could put that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of heavier bands right now because I know you guys probably want to. Yeah.
Oh no, you're good, dude. Like so with these playlists, man, it's kind of crazy because they rarely match up to. I mean, there's a couple of songs here and there, but most of them it's just whatever. It's been really awesome finding like music outside of their particular genre that I listen, that I
Yeah.
like now. So, and that's kind of why I started doing this, just because I know. I mean, yeah, you get inspiration from everywhere, not just if you stayed in the same genre, it wouldn't sound good, or it would just be the same thing constantly. So.
Totally. Oh, you know what's a really sick band is the band called Maximum the Hormone. Have you heard
I've
of
never
that?
heard of them either. Yeah.
Dude, check it out because people say that we sound like them, but they do what we do like 100 times better. They're from Japan, so I'm trying to find the song that because I think the song is all in Japanese. Like you can't even
Oh,
like
it's all in kanji. Yeah.
um Maximum, but I just found them on Spotify, so they're on there, but they are literally insane. What's the song? I gotta find it because they are so fucking sick. Oh
Okay.
yeah,
I'm always down to find new Japanese bands.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it for the first time and going, man, these guys, we need to tour with these guys. Like to be the coolest thing. And their music, it's not a gimmick, but it's a gimmick, but they kill the gimmick better than the bands that they're gimmicking. So it's hard to
Yeah.
it's so good. I love it. Um
Do you want to add some of those original influences for that first EP with the like
Attack
Acid
Attack and
Alexandria and Attack
Yeah.
Attack?
there's a couple Attack Attack songs that are really good that are from the later years. Well, they are a band again now without Caleb, but
yeah. I
um
think there's only like one or two members that actually.
the drummer and guitar player are still in it.
Yeah.
But there's the song or the album This Means War that's actually really really good. It didn't get a lot of love because it came out I think right before they broke up.
Hmm.
But the song The Revolution is super sick.
Oh yeah, dude, that song shreds. That's a good song.
Yeah, really good.
Their new stuff isn't bad. I listened to their two new singles that just came out recently. They're not bad at all. They're pretty good.
I heard a little bit of it,
haven't-
but I just don't listen to that style of music anymore, so it's not
Yeah.
I'm really like gonna throw down, but
You're good. Let me get to something. So just tell me what you want to tell me here, but because like I don't want to get into like the band's past or anything like that, because I know how everything happened and everything like that. But I want to know like what's different this time around. I know your two brothers are back in the band. You'll have the complete original lineup. Y'all took like a 6-year hiatus, everything like that, and like what's different this time around?
we just grew up a lot. Like we living with your brothers in general, I'm sure you guys have siblings. It's always rough. At some time you guys fight in the house,
Yeah.
it's just how brotherly shit is.
Yeah.
And so not only did we have that growing up, but then you put all three of us into a 15-pack band. So it's not like we were like fighting all the time. It's just that we at some point needed to grow up. Parker was still in high school. He was doing online school and he just wanted to like experience life as a teenager, and he didn't want to be going city to city and playing shows. Like he wanted to be a normal, 10th
Yeah.
grade. So he just wasn't feeling it. And then Kyle was married at the time. and wanted to have a family. He wanted to just live life that way. And TJ, kind of in the same vein, I think wanted to move on from something, and I think TJ kind of was like, well, if you guys are quitting too, I don't want to be a part of this either. But yeah, I mean, we all had growing up to do, a lot of it. I had a lot of growing up to do, and financially the band wasn't working anymore. That's why I stopped, because I did do it myself for about 2 years, but I did call it quits on my end because it just wasn't financially feasible. So I got a job working with this mental health company. And I've been doing that ever since. And through those 5 or 6 years of not, being like the original lineup, we all just grew up a lot. And we started to realize that we have other passions outside of music. Like, I am very passionate about the mental health thing, like working with this company and doing what I do. Kyle's very passionate about family life, and he's like trying to grow a cool Airbnb thing with his wife and have like, an Airbnb thing at their house and do all this cool stuff. Parker's like loving mechanic stuff. Like he like buys old tractors and like from like the 1930s and 40s and then refurbishes them.
That's badass.
Like, everybody has found a passion besides music. And that was the most important thing, because there was at some point we didn't know anything but music. Everything was about the band and everything was about music. And that's not a good place to be. It's not good it's just not good. And I feel like this is something that should be said for most bands. I think every band needs to find, especially frontman, because they have the most ego out of all the band members. And I know that because I have that issue too sometimes. I think everyone needs to find a passion besides music, because nothing is shittier than waking up every single morning and going, well, I hope I'm still relevant today, or what do I do to stay relevant? Because you can fall out of the limelight instantly. And that's not a fun thing to constantly wake up thinking. And I think that's why you hear so much about mental health being an issue in the music industry and the acting industry. Like, those industries where you have to stay relevant all the time to have a job is not fun. So this time writing, we weren't writing because we had to, because we wanted to sustain the band as a business. We wrote because we were just having fun with each other. Like, I had really never been close to my brothers beyond the music. It was more like I looked at Kyle and Parker as like business partners and not friends.
Yeah. Well, you're a lot old. How much older are you than them?
Kyle is like 20 months younger than me. So pretty close in age, but Parker, I think, is 6 years younger than I am.
Okay.
So, anyways, it's just, we needed a lot of learning and growing up. And so, yeah, when we started writing this record, we really just had a fun time, because there was nothing that we could do to fuck it up. There's nothing to lose. And I felt like every record we'd done prior, it felt like there was everything to lose. The only time that we felt like there was nothing to lose was when we were writing Where's My Destiny, Arrows for Bullets, and even Saloon.
Yeah.
Because at that point we were so young that we were like, any sort of love that we get from this is better than nothing. But then after Saloon, you have to keep the momentum of Saloon, and it has to be better than Saloon. And it's like all of that pressure is just like riding on your shoulders. And so, yeah, I feel like this was the way that we wrote this record was almost the same way that we wrote those other records, where we had no care in the world.
Yeah.
So, awesome.
The 3 singles y'all have released have all been like extremely different than the last, but they've all been like your style. I don't know if that makes sense, but like,
no, we really wanted to progress. We also didn't want to stray too far away from like the OG style of the Ongoing Concept, because we know that a lot of fans are gonna like hope to hear something like, Saloon, or hear something like Unwanted or this and that. So we really wanted to make sure. And I spent a lot of time like going back to those sessions on Pro Tools, because I have all that shit. I produced everything myself. I have all the old hard drives. I was able to go back in and kind of just like look at some of these like even unreleased songs. Like, when we write records, like we have sometimes up to 30 songs that we are writing, and we'll just scrap 20 of them and only stick with 10. And I'm not saying that they're full songs, but there's ideas there and skeletons of songs. And so I started going back in and just kind of trying to refresh my brain on like, oh, this is like how we were kind of writing back then. And that really helped cultivate like that idea of, or just kind of made it so that we were writing in a traditional Ongoing Concept way, but also adding a hint of progression and maturity as well.
For sure. And this interview will be released on the April 13th, so your album will already be out.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Is there anything you can tell us about any songs that haven't come out yet, or?
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be released, like, might as well. Like, there's a song that I think it's my favorite one. Well, okay, so how about this? You guys seem to know the lore, at least you
Yes. Yeah, I do.
you know the lore. So this song does continue from the last record. So the first song is going to continue from the last record, from the last song on the last record to the new song on the first. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you've noticed, all of our songs or all of our albums connect to the last song. So that whole story, that very kind of metaphorical story, is still being told, and it will end as well on the last track, which is fucking awesome. And
Nice.
I think that song might be one of my favorite songs we've ever written. Like, it still gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. It's so good.
That
And then
reminds me, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I'm gonna forget this if I don't say it now. That so you had that tree falling in that last
Handmade.
last song in that one album, and then the following album, the first song was like a reversed thing.
yeah,
What was that
yeah.
reverse sound?
That reverse sound is just the entire first track of Handmade.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
And then
cool.
starts to fade into a little guitar riff, I think. If I
Yeah.
remember.
so I was like, I can't really tell what this is, and I don't have anything with me right now to reverse it because I was listening through Spotify, and I was like,
Oh yeah, it might be sped up a little bit too. I can't remember. So even if you did reverse, it's been so long since I looked at that song. But yeah, it is reversed, and then of course, the last song on Places is someone jumping into a river or a lake.
Mhm.
All of that stuff will have its connections in this
Yeah.
new.
Because I know every song is Again, so Prisoner Again, Unwanted Again, which are all tracks
Yes,
from your
and
previous albums.
they are, and some of them are more reminiscent of others. Some of them are just pure part twos, pure, like, not really close in lyrical content, but we wanted to tip our hat kind of to all those songs. So in no
Yeah.
way it's like a reimagined song. All these are original songs, nothing to do with the other ones. But you may hear some lyrical similarities. You may hear some like melody similarities, and that's kind of the cool part about it. Is like, I feel like for example, Periphery just came out with a song that has like references of like 4 of their previous songs from previous
Yeah.
albums. I thought was really cool. We just did it in a full album type of way, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome, man.
I'm trying to think of a couple other bands you could put on your playlist. So there's a guy named Bill Wirtz. He he's so sick. You've probably seen this YouTube video called The History of the World or something, and it's just this guy talking about
oh
everything.
yeah,
So he's actually a musician, and his shit is so fucking good. So his name is Bill Wirtz, Wurtz. And he
Yeah.
has a song called Just Did a Bad Thing, and that song is so sick.
All
All
right.
of his songs-
bad thing. I regret the thing I did.
honestly, Bill Wirtz is probably more of an inspiration on this newest album than any other of these bands.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know why, but he just is awesome.
So I mean, if you don't have to put any more on there, you're good. So I like to save some room for some of y'all's songs.
Sure.
So since the album will be out, is there two of your favorite songs on this new album that you'd like to throw on here?
Yeah, I think Amends Again will be great, and then we also have Melody Again.
Okay.
And the songs are Melody Again is one of my favorites. I really want to do a music video for that one, and I think we might. I just need to wait for the snow to kind of melt a little bit more. And yeah. I guess we can do it right now, but we did Prisoner Again in the snow, and every time I was like, I'm never doing this again. So I'm gonna wait for the snow to melt before I do any more music video stuff. Dude, my dog is going nuts. What's up, Reggie? Yes.
Well, you're good, man. I'll throw those two on there when your album comes out. I know you got another interview, so I don't want to keep you too much longer. But do y'all have, this is like your time to call out like shows and social media and all that stuff. So
We got a small little tour run that we're doing just for like our album release tour. It's just 3 dates. April 7th in Spokane at the Big Dipper, April 8th at Mana Occulta in Portland, Oregon, and then April 9th at the Shredder in Boise, Idaho. So those will be fun. And then we are doing a little tour with Lightworker and Bloodlines at the end of June, kind of on our way to Audio Feed. So that's going to be fun too. And that's like June 26th, 7th, 8th, 9th. And then Audio Feed, I think, is July 1st and 2nd. And then I think we have like 2 routing dates back. But I can't really think of the exact locations that we're playing. But we've posted it at least before.
Yeah. Social media handles and...
Social media handles?
Yes.
I think almost everything is just the ongoing concept. So Instagram, the ongoing concept, Facebook, same thing. Twitter, I think, is not the ongoing concept. It is just ongoing concept. I think someone took the from us. Or maybe Twitter doesn't allow for anything longer than like or something. So and then of course TikTok. You can find us on TikTok, I think, at the ongoing concept as well. We're trying to post a lot on there. A lot of shorts, a lot of fun little things.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, man. I'm thoroughly looking forward to checking out Again. Again will be out March 31st. So this interview will come out after it releases, but everybody go listen to Again. And you say you got a lot of callbacks and a lot of cool Easter eggs in there, which is awesome.
Yeah. A lot of Easter eggs, a lot of fun, a lot of vocals, a lot of new vocals. TJ and Andy are all doing their vocals on this, so it kind of feels a little like the One Direction.
Who was that sang on Unwanted Again?
That was TJ.
Man, that's good. I like I think it was Feeling. No, was it? I think maybe it was either Unwanted or Feelings. That sounds like hella groovy, man.
Oh, that was Unwanted Again.
Yeah,
yes, that was TJ.
So fucking groovy, dude.
And TJ's a great singer. He just has never sang on any of other records, so this is the first time, and I'm like, it's so cool because I feel like we're progressing as a band in like other ways than just like new music. You know, we're expanding our arsenal of like what people can do, you know, vocally and stuff. So
yeah,
it's really fun.
Well, I wish y'all the best of luck, man. I hope this time around y'all just have fun with it, and I sincerely enjoy the 3 tracks that y'all have released, and that's it, man. Josh, you got anything else?
You know, I'm kind of sad that you didn't call me like your lovely co-host or anything.
Oh man, I will.
Your
you know
big,
what?
beautiful, supple-breasted co-host or something. You could.
That's how I always introduce my
thing.
original co-host. I always say something, beautiful or handsome or Sorry, my absolutely gorgeous co-host. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
You good? All right, man. Well,
I don't want to hold him.
I appreciate you giving us some of your time today, man.
Yeah, thanks so much. My dog says, bye, everybody.
That's a cute puppy you got there.
Yeah, he's got the cone on because he keeps looking at himself down there, and he got fixed a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Every time we take it off, he goes right for that. So we're just trying to be safe. But
dude, my cat, when he got fixed, he was fucking nuts, dude. He was like falling off everything, which he already does that, but he was insane.
Yeah, this guy, he's only a year old, but he sleeps so much, and it's just, he's the best. I love him to death.
That's awesome.
Anyway, it's really, really nice to talk to you guys. Thanks for having me on. And I hope everyone enjoys the playlist. It's a fun time.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, you have a nice day.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Later.
Bye.